If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, joining me right now on the program is going to take on Mara Romero Borella. August 3rd in New Jersey as the UFC makes its return to the Pru. Lauren Murphy is here. Lauren, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me on.
So you are in Minnesota right now. Tell us about the rolling hills and sprawling landscapes of Minneapolis.
It's gorgeous. It's all green. It's a nice change from Arizona. So, yeah, it's all green and nice.
And let everybody know what you're doing out there for this fight week here.
I came out to hang out with Emily Whitmire, just be like her fight week buddy, make sure that her mind's right, she's cutting weight, all that good stuff. And it's been really fun. It's been cool. So I'm still getting like my workouts in, still getting ready for my fight and everything. But I was already in really good shape when I came out here, and my weight is good and her weight is good. So we've just been having a really good time. It's been real stress-free.
Nice. Well, it has been a minute since we have last spoken. It was a couple of days, I believe, the last time we talked. I believe we were texting back and forth on Twitter. It was a couple of days after you found out you had to pull out the fight with Ashlee Evans-Smith, and you had an injury. It didn't have enough time to fully heal, which is why you had to pull out of that fight. How is everything now as you're getting ready to return to action in a couple months?
Perfect. When I go spar and stuff, my injury doesn't even cross my mind. And so I think that that's a really good sign, when you can move around freely and not worry about, injuries at all. I think that's when you know that you're ready to go. And I've competed a few times too in jiu-jitsu since my foot surgery, and it's totally healed now. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
There you go.
Really, having an injury has improved some of my abilities. It's really improved my striking because I had to branch out and do things a little bit differently, and so it forced me to kind of get out of my comfort zone, explore new areas, try new things, make adjustments, and so it's really broadened my game.
So you're able to kind of find some positives out of a negative. You're able to kind of take your skill set and improve it a little bit with the extra time that you had.
Yeah, it's all been positive, really, because no more pain in my foot, and I've gotten to add new skills to my repertoire. And I get to use cool words like repertoire.
I was just going to say, that was a good one. So you were originally scheduled the fight with Mara originally was supposed to happen in Edmonton at UFC 240. They ended up pushing it back. I mean, it's not like they pushed it back 2 months. They pushed it back a week or so. I'm not a fighter. I'm not sure how significant a week here or a week there is for you, but were you okay with getting pushed back to the Jersey card?
Oh, yeah. In some way, there's pros and cons to it. The fight in Edmonton would have been on my birthday, so that would have been cool. But, a week later in the U.S. is nice, too, so less taxes. It'll be nice to fight
Mara,
you.
Yeah. And maybe I'll be there for that one. How about that? It's not too far from good old Massachusetts.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Mara's got a lot of experience, coming from Italy. She's 2-1 in the UFC thus far, and you ladies have a shared opponent in Caitlin Chukagian. I know you're a big fight fan. You're a student of the game. You watch and consume as much as you can, especially from the female fighters. How familiar were you with Mara when you got the call that she was going to be your next opponent?
I'd seen her fight a few times. I think I'm fairly familiar with most of the female fighters on the roster. There's not too many that I haven't seen fight. So, yeah, I was pretty familiar with her. It's exciting to me that she's in the rankings and that she has a few wins in the UFC. So if I can beat her, it'll be my first win over an opponent with wins in the UFC. I think appropriate step up for me, too. This is like an appropriate challenge. Going to be good.
When you look at the matchup stylistically, what potential problems does Mara present, do you think? Like, how do you feel like you ladies match up when August 3rd rolls around?
Well, she's really strong. Like, she's very muscular, you know what I mean? And so we can't ignore that. I think she's a good grappler. I think this is always true in MMA, but I don't want her on top of me, So, and I think that if I were her, that would be my game plan if I were her. So we've been looking at that. But really, I feel comfortable anywhere the fight goes. I fought a lot of really tough people, and I've been in every position imaginable in MMA. And, that's kind of the beauty of fighting is, like, there's so many options and so many places to go. It's one of the exciting things about it, that I'll get to show my skill set from anywhere.
We discussed how, physically it was kind of a good thing to have that extra time to get out of your comfort zone and work on your striking and work on some different things. Mentally having this time off and, kind of going through the motions, getting ready for this fight. How much do you feel you've grown and improved over this last year or so since you last competed?
A lot. And to be honest with you, I've moved my camp out to Texas. So I'm at not a new camp, I'm at my old camp with the guys that I was with all through my Invicta career, the guys that I was with when I fought in Legacy. So I'm 4-0 with this camp, and I really trust the coaches a lot, and they love me. And they've just given me so much confidence and a really good game plan for this fight. And so I'm super excited about it. I can't wait. I can't wait to go show it off and fight with them again. It's like a team effort when we go into battle, and I just could not feel better about the people I have around me.
Why the move at this point? I mean, I understand that, you're 4-0 with the old team, but I know you were at the MMA Lab for so long. I don't know if we don't have to get anything crazy, but I know it's more common these days in fighting for fighters to get different looks, try out different camps, join different teams, and do some different things. Is it as simple as that, or is there more to it?
No, it's pretty simple. I mean, I was at the lab for 5 years, and I know everybody there really, really well. And I think I just needed a little bit of a change. You know what I mean? For me, a little bit of a change is going to kind of stoke the fires again and get me motivated again. And having a new environment and just being able to focus on the fight has been really nice. It's been hard to be away from my family, but there's just so many positives with being with this old camp. I really love and trust the coaches out there. I'm surrounded by really good teammates that are invested in me. And, sometimes at the bigger camps, like I think little details get a little lost in there. I think people do kind of get lost in the shuffle. And so it's good to be at a new camp, or not even a new camp, but it's good to be at my old camp and just change things up for me. It's kind of like if you eat a steak every single day, eventually you're going to get sick of steak and you're going to want some chicken. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of the same concept. It's just a good way for me to like stoke the fires, get motivated again, and make fighting fun again, be excited to fight again. So I think fighters need that kind of change. We can't just see the same people twice a day, every day, for years on end and expect, not to get bored a little bit. So I love the MMA Lab. I love the people there. I miss the women there in particular. But I just need a little bit of a change, and I'm really excited to go show off the new me in New Jersey.
Very exciting stuff, and I think that's good. Amicable, no hard feelings, just switching things up a little bit, getting some new looks.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. In terms of teammates and who you've been working with to prepare for this fight at the new/old camp, who you've been working with, getting ready.
Well, my coach's name is Alex Cisne, and he's really, really good. He's probably the most underrated MMA coach ever. He's like the hidden gem. He's a diamond in the rough. So I love working under him. And then I've been working with Bob Perez, too, out in Houston. He's Derek Lewis's coach. And so they have just a stable of fighters at their gyms, and I get to work with whoever they have.
So you and Derek Lewis have shared a gym together? Like, have you been in there with Derek, like, hanging out with him? Because I feel like there's a podcast there that would do trillion downloads a week.
We hung out together yet, but he knows who I am, and I fought one of his teammates before a long, long time ago, and so he knows who I am, and I know who he is, and his coach Bob Perez loves both of us, and so if we did hang out together, I'm sure we would get along really well.
Oh my God, what a podcast that would be! That would be absolutely amazing. With all that going on, how do you see this all playing out August 3rd in Jersey? I mean, I feel like this fight between you two ladies has fireworks written all over it. Usually every fight you're in has fireworks, and it's a back and forth, just scrap fest, but I'm sure you don't see yourself losing this fight, but how does this all go down in a month and a half's time?
Well, I'm hoping that I hope it's going to be a bloody brawl. I love a good bloody brawl. I love it when it's back and forth. Mara's big. She's going to have some reach on me, and she's not afraid of shit. And that's exactly the type of fight I want. I love going in there and facing a challenge. I like it when I go into the weigh-ins and I have to look up at them. I like being the smaller fighter. I love it all. So I'm just so jacked up to get back in the octagon and be under those lights and show the world how much I've grown. So I'm hoping that it'll be a back and forth slugfest. I hope that when it goes to the ground, we can both show off our grappling abilities. And I'm just really hoping that, we don't spend too much time in the clinch or on the cage. But even if it goes there, you're going to see a lot of improvement in my clinch. And I'm going to do a lot of damage there.
Well, very excited to see Lauren Murphy back in the octagon on August 3rd in New Jersey against Mara Romero Borella, UFC on ESPN 5, or I'm going to just say UFC New Jersey because this numbering stuff is just out of control.
Is it 6?
I think this is 5.
Oh, see, I had it hashtag ESPN 5, and then I changed it. I went back and edited my shit, so it's ESPN 6. I think okay. I'm gonna have to go back and look now too. I don't know. Yeah, either 5 or 6. UFC somewhere.
I mean, it's ESPN plus 8 and 9 and UFC City or UFC State works perfect, and that's what we're gonna go with. The titles and the numbers absolutely out of control. But before you get out of here, Lauren, as you're accustomed to doing, let the folks know where to find and follow you on the web, social media, shout out sponsors, take the floor.
For sure. I'm at Lauren Murphy MMA everywhere. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying to get back on my Twitter game. I got off Twitter for about a year, but I'm trying to get back on there. So look for me on there. I love interacting with the fans. And then I also want to give a big shout out to Tim Tam Recovery. They've done wonders for me. And also to Rod Keys USA. It's a CBD company. They're badass, and you'll be able to find them on my Instagram profile too. So check them out for sure.
Lauren, best of luck to you heading into New Jersey. Enjoy Minneapolis and everything it has to offer, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, Mike. I'll talk to you soon.